Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com.
Welcome to Ross Patterson Revolution. I heard some snickering over there. Some snickering out of you. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you on in. I'm gonna bring you on in.
What? Do you want me to be silent?
No. What were you snickering about? We haven't even started yet.
Your face.
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, just my face and body.
You know, people that you think are funny, sometimes if they just like whatever they do, it's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm one of those people.
Some people think so, yeah.
Some people think so. So you don't.
No.
You don't.
I think you're funny. So sometimes, like even just a look or
a glance.
I think you feel the same about me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'm so funny to you.
Hilarious.
That, like I could just give a little look.
Boy, there's times where I urinate myself. I pee my pants in laughter.
I can get you when you.
I take away all that sadness. Ease your troubles. That's what you do.
That's not even a song.
No.
But it should be.
Yeah.
But it should be.
That's a runaway train. When you've had an edible or a little bit of weed, I am really funny. Don't you think? Or
yes.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But that could be anyone.
It could be anyone.
Right?
Yeah, it could be anyone.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the show, though.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the show. What are you drinking there?
Oh, it's a chai latte.
From
Port City, Java.
Okay, good. I just want to make that clear, so we didn't have time to fill up on Black Rifle Coffee, who is our sponsor. Yeah.
Yes, it's an old condensed drink. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It is what it is. There's some brick and mortar Black Rifle Coffee opening up around the nation soon enough.
Yeah.
Jables, and you'll be able to drive through and get your deliciousness.
It had to happen. We're on the go today, you guys. We are on the go.
We are on the go.
I
want to start off big. I want to start off by talking about the movie I saw last night. I saw Black Panther with one of my beef fries in town here, Josh Harkis, and there was a lot of hype about Black Panther, the movie itself, a lot. And the reviews were like, this is the greatest movie ever, superhero movie ever. This is the first masterpiece that Marvel has ever made. That's what I read that a few times, and I was like, wow. Jesus Christ. And then I looked at the numbers, the box office numbers on Thursday, and they were smashed. I mean, 25 million, which on a Thursday night is the second highest of all time. And then going into Friday, the movie was on pace for $225 million for the weekend. So I was like, fuck, I got to see this. And I made a comment about 6 or 7 months ago when Black Panther was started to get the engines going for with the trailer and the promotion and all that stuff. And I said, look, if you're a person of color who wants to see more Black actors on screen, you've got to go opening weekend and support this movie. This is the first time ever that they've made an all-black superhero movie. Director, cast, writer. I mean, shit. Ryan Coogler even was credited with writing it, and I was like, God damn it. And I made a big deal of it, of like, hey, look, doing the Oscars So White campaign and that type of shit doesn't do shit. Doesn't do anything. What really does something is speaking with your wallet and saying, hey, when these films are made like this, I'm going to go out and support them. I'm going to buy the shit out of these tickets and get everybody to go and see them. That will really make a change in Hollywood, and it did. So to that point, I went to go see it myself so I could talk about it and see what a big deal it was, and why everybody else is saying this is one of the most important films ever made. And I gotta be honest with you, it was fucking incredible. I would say this is my favorite superhero movie that I've ever seen.
Wow.
Ever. And I'm not a superhero guy. You know, I fucking hate these movies. Yeah. I hate them with a passion. The only one that I kind of liked or got down on was Deadpool, because I like the writing. Yeah. I like the writing in Deadpool. I still don't like the fictional, and that's what comic books are and superhero movies are. And I know that, by the way. I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot by saying I don't like the big giant rock guy or whoever the silver guy was. Like, I just don't enjoy the cartoonish elements of it personally. Like when I see the Avengers and I see the giant Hulk come on screen, to me that takes me out of it, where it's just like, all right, it's just a fucking CGI animal. Where, like with Thor, for example, he's in, he's fighting people and he's the shit, and same with Captain America. But it's like, then you have, to me, like the Spider-Man that looks too fake, and they're shooting webs and all that other shit, and it's just like,
right.
Black Panther, to me, boy, it is really hard to understate how great this movie was. Fuck, man, it was. The closest depiction I could come to was like, it was almost like a black Star Wars.
Okay, that's kind of what it looked like.
Or Star Trek. Mm-hmm. It was its own separate world and universe, that it was like the planes and everything they were flying and their modes of transportation was fucking cool. The only thing, when Black Panther himself got into the real world and had to do shit. Obviously, there's real world elements to it, but it was real. It wasn't like a fake city. Like, he went to Oakland. So when he went to, it was in Korea. Like when he ventured out and did things, you were in the real world again. So it's not like Batman, where it was like, we're in Gotham and we're in Gotham City, and there's we've got these superheroes that are here and we're fighting in this fake world and all this other shit. The way that it was set up was, the country of Wakanda was a country itself in Africa, and then they ventured out into the real world and did the shit. But like, it also had elements of James Bond to me, where the suits and the gadgets that Black Panther had and the things that they were using, like they had a chick who was building all of this stuff for him, like. To go out and fight crime and help the world and all of this shit. I thought the message was great. I thought the acting was fucking great. The writing was great. And the world itself that they had created, as far as like wardrobe, special effects, costumes, like all of it, down to the makeup and the prosthetics, like, was just lights out. Like, they just got it right and knocked it out of the park. And I think, for as big as this and important as this movie was, because if this bombs and it's shitty, they never make another black superhero movie again. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah.
That's
Same with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's just
like,
the
if
way.
That was dumb, it'd be like, no.
It's just the way Hollywood works. Mm-hmm. Has nothing to do with race, but I think now the test will be internationally, because a lot of the overseas distributors always bitch that black movies don't travel and do well overseas. So the international numbers will be big next. But, look, you would have been lucky. You would have been like fine to make $100 million, let alone $225 opening weekend domestically. I mean, this completely changes the game all the way around. For black actors, black directors, and black films, getting out to the masses underneath a huge budget. Because the director Ryan Coogler, look, this guy's fucking 3 for 3. I've seen all 3 of his movies. I was unaware that it was him, but he just keeps popping up. The first one was Fruitvale Station. Mm-hmm. We saw that together.
Liked it, yep.
It was great. Sundance movie, small budget. Yep. He did the best that he possibly could. Yep. With that budget, it was a great film. Second up was Creed. Saw Creed. Yeah. Great. Completely revitalized that franchise. They just wrapped production on the second one now. But, he took a tired Rocky franchise, because the last one, 6 was okay. 5 and 6 were okay, but he revitalized it and made it gritty and cool again. And I still think Stallone should have won the Oscar for that.
Oh,
that was
that's
but again, that's Ryan Coogler. He did that. He reinvented that movie and that franchise and made it fucking awesome. Same with Black Panther. He directed this. I mean, that is a massive leap to go from directing Creed to Black Panther. I mean, the special effects in that world, like I would have to say off the top of my head, 85% of it was green screen or CGI. As far as the world around them, because the way they made Africa look, I mean, it was beautiful and everything, and it was just like, man, the way that entire world looked was incredible, and I can't even wrap my mind around directing something like that. Like, not in a million years. Like, if somebody called me to do something like that, I'd be like, I have no fucking idea how to do it, let alone this guy who's 32 years old.
Right.
This is his third movie directing something like this. It is unbelievably impressive, especially when others have buckled under this pressure.
Right.
You had the guy that Joshua Trank or whatever. He bombed out on that Star Wars and lost his mind.
Oh yeah.
No, Fantastic Four was before that, and then he was supposed to do the Star Wars. But Fantastic Four, he had a mental breakdown trying to direct that, which is, superhero movie in the same element as this. This was bigger and better, like way better to me. And I think this movie is for black actors and black directors is, I'm going to go out on the limb, is probably one of the most important films ever made. And I say that meaning you take a movie like this that is done like not only 225 million in the box office, but you're putting black people as superheroes for the first time in a movie ever and making it successful and cool, and the acting was great and the cast was great. The reason why I think this is the most important versus a movie like 12 Years a Slave, for example, is I think everybody makes a slavery movie and you're trying to get an Oscar and trying to, get Oscar
bait.
Yes. And for black directors and things like that, or writers. And I think to that point, white directors do it too with PTSD movies. And, it's the same thing of like, we're trying to show we're a serious filmmaker and by making these movies. And it's like, look, man, I'm sure black people are tired of talking about slavery. And I'm sure white soldiers are tired of hearing about PTSD. Like, I think there's been a million of those stories.
Right.
And I just think the market was flooded. There was one, after 12 Years a Slave, there was one that came out right afterwards. It was in Sundance. I can picture the guy's name, and you know the film I'm talking about, but it bombed and it didn't do well.
Yeah.
And they put it up in award season, and it was the same thing. And it was like, it was the third or fourth slave movie in a row.
It wasn't the Martin Luther King one?
No. And that's
another,
there was,
Selma or whatever?
Yes, Selma was another one, but like at the time, there was 3 or 4 Martin Luther King projects at the time as well. And it's like, this is something way out of the box all the way around, where it's just, the significance of this to me is going to have a bigger impact and last longer than somebody doing another movie about slavery.
Yeah. I hear you.
Or anything like that, because this is actually, I mean, sitting there watching it, like, to me, because of how great it was, I couldn't help but think of the impact of like little black kids, children watching this and finally being able to have a superhero that they can dress up as Halloween. That's one of their own. Like, just something that small where you're like, all right. And the movie's so good and it's so fantastic. Like, I just think it really, really changes things.
Does it make a lot of like political statements?
No.
Or a lot of, so that's something too that I think is
the only
groundbreaking. It's like, we're just good. Like, this is just a good movie. We're not going to say it's because of anything, or we're not going to try and like, make a statement. It really is just like, hey,
we're great actors. This is a great actors. This is a great script. This is a great story.
Great writers.
Yes, and you don't need anything else, like, politically, because
we don't need you to put us in your shit.
Exactly.
Like, we could make our own shit.
Exactly. And like, by the way, going in with a movie called Black Panther, I was fully expecting it to be super politically charged.
Hardcore, yeah.
Wasn't. You can take your kids to see it. I also don't even remember them swearing in the movie. Like once. I don't even remember them swearing in the movie one time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And, there was maybe one political statement where they were like, they didn't want to open up the country of Wakanda. They were like, look, if everybody else finds out how great this place is, like, the exact quote was, refugees, if they get in, they're going to ruin everything. And I was like, oh. Yeah.
That's not a political statement I would expect. But
me neither. I was super shocked by it, but like, it was because the country was so great.
Yeah.
It was kind of like what we're going through now. And you're like, all right. I think again, the significance of this is greater than any other, almost any other black film ever made. And it was fantastic. And then the trailer before it was, before the movie started was A Wrinkle in Time, which is, I'm super stoked on that because that looks just trippy as fuck. And I like shit like that. And, again, mostly predominantly black cast and black director. That Ava DuVernay, she's directing it, which is the
Oak Dog.
Yeah, Oak Dog. But the odd thing about Ava directing that movie is she was originally supposed to direct Black Panther, and then
what happened?
She just wanted to do A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, okay.
So
that'd be sweet if they both were like killed it.
The next one. A Wrinkle in Time is coming out in March, and it's like, dude, if you have 2 back-to-back hits like that, that changes the game completely. And it was. I haven't enjoyed myself in a movie like that in a long time. I was super stoked, like all the way around. I even stayed to watch like the scene after the credits. And again, I fucking hate superhero movies. I just couldn't get down on them. I liked Deadpool for the dialogue element of it because it was funny and it was an R. I enjoyed that, but once they started getting into fighting the CGI characters and shit like that, I was just like, all right,
okay, bye,
sweet. The other thing was the white protagonist in the movie, who was like the bad guy, was Andy Serkis.
I was gonna say that. Like I saw it in a
couldn't believe it.
Trailer. I was like, I just started laughing because I was just like, oh my god,
and he was great. He was
really, and he was like jacked.
He was so good that I didn't. I was like, that kind of looks like Andy Serkis in the face. I did the same
thing,
but I was like, can't be.
Let's refresh the people on who Andy Serkis is.
Andy Serkis is one of our most hated people on the show. He's Gollum.
He's a CGI actor. He does all the
He does all of that shit.
He's the guy behind the Planet of the Apes, the actual ape face. You never see his face.
Yeah. He's the ape. When you saw it now. He's got
tennis balls all over him all the time.
Yeah. You saw it now in this movie, and he was great. Really fucking great. But he looked CGI'd in this movie. Because he was, his arms and his shoulders, like it was
not that big.
Not for a real person.
Okay.
Not for a real person. So like, I'm sure, I'm sure he probably got big for this movie, and then they exaggerated on top of it. If he got really that big in this movie, I would have a hard time believing that. But
that'd be super weird.
It'd be super weird. But he was great. And then the other guy who was in it, the other white guy, there was only 2 white people in the movie. Was Martin Freeman, who played the original Jim on the British Office.
Okay.
And he was great too.
He's always great.
And but he was playing an American.
Really?
Yeah, an American.
I hate that.
It's CIA. I know, but he was good.
Yeah.
So I again can't say enough amazing things about the film. Go check it out. Man, I really, really dug it. As you could tell, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not all the time that you go to a movie and you're like super stoked.
Especially with this much hype.
It. Yeah.
Where I saw that it got an
it's good.
An A+ exit score out of the box office, and I was like, man, no movie ever gets an A+. And I just kept reading all these reviews, and I was like, can it be that great? And it was. And it was important for it to be that great because you got one chance at this, and if you fucked it up, that you would have buried the rest of it. And it was, by the way, the other thing that I found fascinating about it was the movie was so good that I know he's part of the Marvel universe and the Avengers and all of that shit, and they're like the
he'll get plugged in.
He'll get plugged into that with those other fuckers, and you know, I think that character in that world is too special that like I don't want to see him with those other fucking. I don't want to see him with the Hulk.
Right.
I just don't. I don't want to see this cool.
Maybe he won't.
Fucking. No, he is. I don't want to give anything away, but.
Oh, you have an inside track.
Well, no. If you see the movie, it'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
It'll tell you what's going to happen, but I just don't want to see him with the rest of those fucking people. Like, to me, that world and that whole story and the character was so special that I don't want to. I don't want to see it with. I don't want to see him with fucking Spider-Man.
I got you.
Just don't.
Fucking Spider-Man? Is that what's going to happen?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But look, let's face it. If somebody was going to fuck Spider-Man, it's probably Black Panther.
I called him Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
like Mr. Spider-Man.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Spider-Man.
Pleasure to see you.
Spider-Man. Pleasure to see you. Look, I was started yammering on about how great this movie is. We got to get to the sponsors. First and foremost is BlackRifleCoffee.com. James is not drinking Black Rifle today.
I always am.
It's for the video.
Unless I'm on the go, I need to grab something.
For the video show, you're going to see her drinking this thing. How big is that straw, would you say? Is that a pole vault?
They gave me it's too big.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah.
I would say.
Like that's for a big gulp.
I would
like a 64-ounce big gulp.
I would like it to be somewhere around here.
Yeah.
You know?
That's an extra.
But yeah, they popped that in there and I thought, and that's how much on the go I was.
Yeah. You didn't care.
I just grabbed it.
You lived your life.
Can you let me live? That's the question.
Black Rifle Coffee is premium roast to order coffee. Boom. Here's the K-Cups. I get the K-Cups sent to my house fucking by the bushel. By the goddamn bushel. I get 6 of these shipped to the house. We get half and half. Just black and caffeinated as fuck. They've also got bags. What does premium roast to order mean? It means that they make it fresh inside the warehouse and then it's bagged. And within 2 to 3 days, it's at your doorstep. About $4 cheaper than Costco, and their apparel is amazing. I'm always wearing this. It's a little colder today. I'm living in these fucking sweatshirts. I promise you, I have like 30 of these. That's why it's not the same goddamn one. And their hats are dope as shit too. I'm wearing the new hat today. Go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Sign up and join the coffee club. It's a subscription the month, and it just gets shipped to your house every day of the month in the same month, you know? So if you get it on the 18th, it's coming on the 18th the next month, you know?
Yeah, it's not every day of the month, but come
the
same day.
The same date in every month.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I can.
Oh, just
and
a
I would love
fresh bag every day.
I would love it.
You could probably set that up, you guys, if you wanted to.
Probably.
For our super rich listeners.
Yeah. Look, if we had a super rich listener, we would have known it by now.
You think?
Yeah, I've put it out there enough where it was just like, hey, can you just give $1 million so we can make like 4 of these fucking crazy movies and call it a goddamn day? Like, it would have happened by now. Then the next up we get straightrazors.com. Yeah, best in the biz. And again, I'm gonna highlight their shampoo and conditioner. Because it's the fucking jam, dude. It's Smolder. So is their aftershave. They have the finest man grooming products in all of the biz. That's a nice little face you're making right now. You like it a lot. I use the Smolder aftershave every single day. I use the straight razors every single day. And a lot of you have said to me like, hey, I don't know Ross Patterson. If I can use a straight razor, you can. They get safety razors too. They got mustache waxes, beard oils. They got pre-shave shaving cream. They got everything you need. Go to straightrazors.com. Get yourself a kit. Get a kit for a loved one. Try the Smolder aftershave. If you don't like the fucking Smolder aftershave, you can punch me in the dick. Go to straightrazors.com. Type in the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Next up, we got a new one to the show.
Oh.
We got a little app called Kayu that's coming out. That's Kayu. This app is could be the future. Could be the future. You never know. Whenever you get to see a new cool app, you always wonder, like, shit, is this going to be the future? Is this going to be
a new app?
The change of social media? What is this? It's invented by 2 Green Berets out of Fort Bragg. It's completely free, and it comes out March 10th. We're doing a little pre-promo for it, for the drop of it. You can kind of think of it as like every social networking, lodging, or travel app combined into one. Which kind of does everything you'll ever need. You'll be able to link up with others in your area anywhere you're traveling based on mutual interest, desire to save money on lodging, do all the shit that you love to do for cheaper. So, for example, if you're going to fucking Coachella and you're looking to split a hotel with somebody else, maybe there's 2 of you. And you're like, man, I don't want to pay for a fucking 4-person room, which is how they really get you at Coachella.
Okay.
You've got to stay like real far away because the ones that are close are super expensive.
Yeah.
You can go on the app, find people that are in your area with the same interests, and be like, yo, I want to split a fucking hotel. Let's get down. And it's kind of like Tinder where you get to see who they are, and there's ratings on the people and all that shit. So, it's fucking cool.
It sounds crazy, right?
I bet you a lot of people are going to be fucking.
Yeah. Probably.
Right?
Or hooking up,
yeah,
or becoming friends for sure.
Friends, or let's say you're living in fucking Wilmington, you're looking for somebody to go shoot guns with for the day, or go hiking or camping or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, boom, you can go on there and be like, hey man, I live in this area. Like, let's fucking hook up. Go split the costs at whatever gun range, whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's dope.
But like when Airbnb first started, people were like, that's fucking crazy.
I know.
Nobody's gonna want to stay in people's house. Like,
yeah.
And then now it's just like, of course.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be like one of those.
I will see.
Or Uber. I don't want to drive in someone
it.
else's car. I don't want to drive with another person in their car.
Exactly.
Like, that sounded crazy.
Sounds crazy.
But I think people are cooler than you think.
Totally. Like,
if you just have like the, a benefit of the doubt and not think that everyone's a serial killer and going to kill you and annoying, like, you actually will find
great deals,
awesome people,
and great deals on shit.
A lot of people aren't going to kill you.
Exactly.
A lot of people.
A lot.
Some do.
Some might.
But a bunch of people won't kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's better than like, look, I'm trying to get tickets for my dad for the I can't say what it's for. But
ooh, a secret.
Yeah.
Anyway,
in case he listens to the show, but like, in case like at this event, like all the hotels and all that shit are crazy,
Totally.
and it's like, dude, it'd be dope to have an app just to go on and find some other people and be like, yo, you got a hookup? You got a hookup, son?
I'm here with my dad.
Yeah, go to dude, but it's for everybody. So it's
I love it
across the board.
I like the idea.
So do I. Shit. Somebody fucking had a cool house. Let's do it.
Yep.
Go to the Caillou app, Kayu, when it drops on March 10th, and do that shit. And when it comes out on March 10th, download it. They're holding a fucking music festival in Charleston, and as soon as the music fest lets out, you'll be able to get into the bars. There's free drinks and free all that shit if you have the app at the front door.
Dang,
son. St. Patrick's Day is going to be going off. So look out for Caillou when it comes out. Last but not least, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com. There we go.
Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, did you spell the Caillou?
Yeah, Kayu.
Kayu.
I spelled it numerous times.
Okay. Sorry.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Strikeforce Energy is the premier energy drink in the biz. Make America grape again, kids. The grape flavor is my fucking jam. There's no carbs or sugars in these, by the way. And you can kick the can. It's a tasty, tiny little tin pouch. You rip it open, squeeze it, and any liquid available, and you're on your way. You can put it in beers, waters, wines, Kool-Aids, liquors. You name it. Get on the Strikeforce motherfucking train. Go to strikeforceenergy.com. They also have a subscription of the month club, or they've got these 750 milliliter bottles that you can put on your bar top or countertop and just boom, boom. Pop a couple squirts in and go. Go to strikeforceenergy.com. Type in the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Got a big show today. Jables.
Let's get to it.
Jables.
To it.
The dunk contest was last night. It's All-Star Weekend in the NBA. Boring.
God,
it's boring.
Were the balls balling?
Balls were balling. No, they were not. Lonzo is hurt, and the other two kids are not in the NBA yet. So it's one of those things. Man, I am having trouble with the mic here. I might have to put Hansu or somebody over here. Really lean it up, you know?
Will that work?
I don't know.
Look.
It's a sinking ship today. It's a Sunday.
Whatever happens on the show happens on the show.
It does. It does. I'm gonna try to hold it in place here with my hand.
That thing at the side.
Yeah.
You can kind of put that. No, you don't want to wedge that back.
I can't stop the show. Can't stop the feeling right now.
Okay.
I do want to talk about how fucking boring this goddamn dunk contest was.
Okay, sure.
There is no superstars in the NBA who participate in the dunk contest, which is a goddamn shame. So it's all these fucking people who are kind of fringe players. They're like, yeah, they're good. They're decent NBA players. They're just not fucking superstars.
Why don't the superstars do it?
You have to me, the NBA, you have an NBA full of pussies. I think the NBA and the quality of the NBA has improved with how many great players there are. But when LeBron James is your cornerstone for the NBA, he should know what his importance is. He'd rather talk about political issues than actually get in the fucking dunk contest.
Sure.
Which is bullshit to me. But all of the greatest players of all time have done it. Dr. J, dunk contest multiple times.
Right.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Dominique Wilkins multiple times. Kobe Bryant. Like, the list goes on and on. This generation won't do it. A lot of them are three-point shooters, so you're not going to see Steph Curry dunking a basketball.
Sure.
Doesn't dunk a basketball in a game. Not that guy. Same with Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
Shooter. Not that guy. LeBron is. LeBron dunks all the time. He won't fucking enter. So then you have these shittier players in there, and
is he afraid of getting hurt, or is he afraid of looking bad?
I think he's afraid of looking bad. He's never gotten hurt in his career, and I don't know how he's gonna. The dunks he does in warm up before every game would win the dunk contest if he actually did them. I think he's afraid of looking like shit on the big stage,
like having some young kid fucking
house him,
ball on him. Yeah.
Yep. But that's how it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
So, you have this mentality now of I don't want to look bad versus like I want to be the best there is and stuff it in everybody's fucking faces. And it's just shitty, man. I used to look forward to this every single year as a kid. And now this NBA, like as far as your superstars go, they're kind of pussies about it. Steph Curry, I would have liked to see him in the 3-point contest. Didn't do it. I don't know why. He's done it in the past.
Yeah.
But he should do it every year. Klay Thompson did it this year. But I'd like to see Kevin Durant in there. I'd like to see the superstars be superstars during All-Star Weekend. I think they owe it to the fans, but I don't think LeBron James gives a shit about the fans at all.
No, clearly not.
Clearly. And he's probably going to leave Cleveland again after this season.
Exactly.
And,
he's not about the people.
Yeah. It's just shitty, but watching it was just boring now, and it's like until you start bringing some of these people back, it's just kind of become boring. The 3-point contest was good because you had a young kid in there who was looking to take down Klay Thompson and those guys, and he was like, nice. Fuck you, and he ended up winning. Devin Booker, and that was good. But three-point contest is all about skill. Even LeBron James, he hasn't entered a 3-point contest. Jordan did. All of the greats have. LeBron James is he's his own fucking beast, that fucking guy. And it's, a lot of people like him. I wish they knew the real stories about that fucking guy and the LeBron entourage. That's what they call it in the NBA, how he's always traveling with 13 people. And he's a fucking nightmare for the coaches and the team and all that shit. Oh, I thought
that was known.
No, not really like that publicly. Everybody, he's got this image out there that's pretty squeaky clean, but behind the scenes, he's just a cocksucker.
Oh, I thought the way that I knew LeBron James was that he was a cocksucker, piece of shit, a-hole, right? And then he I think he got humbled somewhere along the line of maybe it's what I think it was leaving Cleveland, Miami. It was something in there, and then he kind of switched and turned into kind of nice guy. Yeah. And we just sort of
because the world hated him. He's one of those guys who's more worried about a brand than actually staying in one city or fucking contributing. I don't know. The shitty thing about it is he does a lot for the community, and he does a lot. He does a lot for charity. Yeah. He does a lot for the community. And I just don't understand why he's like this basketball wise and playing basketball wise. and he got into it with Laura Ingraham from Fox News over the weekend. That was a fun thing. Did you see that?
I did a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch the video she was referring to?
No.
So it was essentially like a kind of like comedians in cars getting coffee, where they're in a car. It was LeBron and Kevin Durant. They were trashing the president.
Okay.
Being interviewed, and they were in the back seat or whatever. And Laura Ingraham came on and was just like, why don't you just shut up and dribble and stick to basketball, not politics? Like, you barely have a high school education.
Exactly.
And you're not the most prolific expert on politics or policies. And the funny thing I find about LeBron James talking shit about everything is like, why not bother to take a meeting with the president? Like, if you're so concerned about the state of America and the way of the world today, and using your platform, which he says he's going to continue to do, why don't you reach out? Talk to the president and sit down with him.
See what you guys can do about things that you're
instead of talking shit.
About. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand why nobody reaches out and says, hey, man, I'd like to sit down and talk to you. The president of the United States is going to sit down and talk to LeBron James. I can promise you that.
Do you think Trump would at this point?
Yes. I absolutely 100% think he would.
Okay.
If nothing for the other, let's say their meeting goes horribly. But nothing other than the photo op of like, all right, great. I tried. I sat down and talked to him. Like, they may disagree on things or whatever, but like, I absolutely think like he would. What I don't think, there is no give and take on the other side though. Like,
yeah.
Players won't go to the White House and shit like that, which is stupid. Because if you actually want to change things, go to the White House and voice your concerns and opinions.
Right.
That's the only way to have an open dialogue with somebody that you disagree with. Is the only way things are going to change. So
they think that the way things are going to change is to just boycott everything.
Yeah, and
boycott the U.S. right now.
It's not going to do anything
while living in it. Reaping all the benefits, you're going to boycott.
Exactly.
The U.S.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But his whole gig doesn't make any sense to me. And, he brought it up of somebody, he was talking about race the other day he's like, look, people don't care how much money I have, and it's not about money. And somebody will still spray paint the N-word on your fence, which what happened to him? Mm-hmm. Want to have a refresher on this because we talked about this when it happened. The day that it happened, this was last June, right before the NBA Finals. And I said I thought it was strange that he lived in Brentwood and there's no camera footage, there's no suspects, there's no nothing. That still holds true to this day. We're 8 months later.
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You have not one stitch of footage. You don't have a suspect. You have nothing. Part of me still thinks that's staged. Because I find it impossible. Because you've lived there, and you know what happened to Brentwood after OJ.
Right.
Every single fucking person got surveillance cameras in that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I find it unbelievably hard to believe that they don't have anything of whoever did this. And it magically happened the day before the NBA Finals, and somebody knew that your sixth house was in Brentwood. Like, right? Nobody knows that. I didn't know LeBron James lived there.
I couldn't find his house.
No. So I'm still suspicious over that because it doesn't make any sense. And like, how ethnically diverse LA is. Mm-hmm. If there is a least racist place, like. Yeah. Fuck, nobody tolerates that there. Yeah. No one. It is as far left as you could possibly get there. No one tolerates that, nor you'd be hard pressed to meet a fucking Republican out there. Like, true. Or somebody that extremist to go out of their way to spray paint that word on LeBron James's gate. So I don't know, man. It seems very convenient to me, but what's your whole take on that? With Laura Ingraham.
I mean, I think she's right, but it's what I always say about these people that like think because they can do something like act or play basketball, right, that they can now talk about politics. Like, you're not a political scientist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so it goes along with that, where I was just like, well,
it's the same
to
with
me. Like, I don't know. Like, I know the platform thing,
yeah.
I know that, I get it, but it just like, it turns these people without even a high school diploma,
right,
talking about things that are like so far beyond them, and people are listening because they have a platform. It's almost dangerous. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bring in someone to stand next to you and talk. Do you know what I mean? Or like endorse people that whatever. I don't know what the answer is, but to me, that's all it was. And I just sort of like, man, I'm just so desensitized to it now, where it's just like, oh, you have a platform, so you think you have education, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, and the other part of it is with celebrities as well. Like
same.
Like Alyssa Milano.
I get pissed. Yeah, I get pissed.
Alyssa Milano, you didn't go to fucking college. Like, why should anyone out there, a normal fucking working Joe, listen to what the fuck you're saying? Like, you're so rich that it doesn't, whatever you're saying doesn't fucking matter. You're not going to change anybody's life because you have an opinion on something, like a political opinion on something. Fucking don't listen to Barbara Streisand. Don't listen to Alyssa Milano. Don't listen to Cher talk about fucking politics. Like, they know nothing about it. And it's like, great. Yes, they have a platform and it's freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, and that's great.
Right.
But when you start placing importance on what celebrities or athletes are saying regarding politics, fuck off. Like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Exactly. I like to observe. Yeah. I'm not going to ever give you like some breakdown of like how I feel the intricacies of the, government or things like that should work. I pretty much let them do what they know how to do. Who the fuck do I think I am to fucking, I don't know.
Right. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you
anything like that.
Who to vote for, and that it's right or wrong.
We're just bringing certain things up and bringing things to light, and I guess kind of just talking about it.
Yeah.
From both sides, really.
Yeah, from both sides.
My take on that, if you ask me my take on that, and that's what it is. It just pisses me off when people use their platform.
Yeah.
They get delusional, though. It's not that it's that he actually thinks that he knows what he's talking about.
And that he's important enough.
Yes. Like, you get delusional. These people that like everyone gives them everything. Everyone listens to them. They get coffee brought to them. People are just like, oh, whatever. Yeah. Like, they get delusional into thinking like, you know what? I could maybe run.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I need to let the people know what's going on.
Right.
And it's like, we're good. You can be pissed about something, you can have an opinion, whatever, but don't try and tell me what's happening.
And the other thing is like, LeBron James's rebuttal was, no, I'm not going to shut up and dribble. He's like, look, I realize that I'm an important person in the world, and there's a lot of kids that are looking up to me because I came from nothing and made something out of my life, and I'm a successful businessman and all that shit. Yes, all of that is true. However, politically, you are not. You are not important. You did nothing politically, and like you're not making any.
So highlight what you do for the community. Highlight, talk about the things that you're doing to make a difference.
Yes.
Because that's what you know. You are an important person. That's not a lie, but use it for doing, which you said he does stuff for the community. He does a lot of stuff.
He does a lot of stuff for charity. Yes.
So highlight that. Employ, talk to other people about doing the same. And that's pretty much all you can really do. And that's everyone. That's Alyssa Milano. That's whatever. Like, talk about organizations, communities, things that you're doing, charities that you're giving to, ways that you're making a difference.
Right.
If you want to have a march, to me, that's something. You want to organize a march, Alyssa Milano. Do you know what I mean? Get active, have people come to this thing and do whatever you want to do. But you just bitching on your platform doesn't do anything for anybody.
And there's no actual attempt at trying to change or listen to the other parties or talk to them or reach out to them. So it's like, what the fuck?
And you're right that one side is more receptive than the other.
Yeah.
Where, you'll have a conversation with a liberal they might not. Like,
yeah, I've had guests on the show that are super liberal. I don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck who you voted for.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to talk about politics, it's fine, but other than that, I'm not going to ask you about it because I don't really fucking care.
I was laughing at. Do you remember when LeBron James wished, who is it, a bald kid happy birthday on Twitter?
No, a bald kid.
A ball. One of the balls. Lamar whatever.
Yeah.
And Rafford just went off like his story was like 20
Lonzo
clips.
Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
He wished him Prince Ball or Prince Lonzo happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck is going on with these fucking basketball players?
Yeah,
like,
they would never do that in the past.
Never do that.
The game has gotten better because it's more skilled, but it has gotten pussified where it's
back
just
in the day, like those 30
you could punch
for 30s,
people, and it was fucking awesome.
Where their shorts were high as all hell,
and they
balls were hanging out,
doing drugs, punching each other in the face. It was great.
Fighting.
Yeah, that was still the dream NBA. But this current NBA with the skill level involved now, with these guys shooting threes from half court,
it's cool.
It's cool.
But I would have to say that back in the day it was a little bit more interesting, and they're not talking like Bird is not getting up and like talking about politics or
no.
Do you know what I mean? Like
none of those guys.
They're talking shit about the other team, and that's it.
Jordan never made one political statement ever. Because look, if you want to be loved and have people watch you play, you don't want to think about that shit. Same way I think about actors and athletes, and I watch them play. I'm like, oh, so and so like
that things were better back then. Like they were worse.
Yeah.
So if anyone's gonna like speak out, whatever, it was those players back in the day that were treated like shit. Whatever. Yeah. So, I don't know.
And I want to give an update on this that fucking kid. I'm still not going to say his name. That Florida shooter who shot up that school.
Pussy. Yeah.
Yeah. The more and more information that keeps coming out about this, the shittier it is. Cops were called to his house 39 times in 7 years. 39 fucking times. He even wrote on Instagram, I'm just going to read it verbatim. I think I am going to kill people. What more needed to be done at that point? The FBI was notified. The FBI came to his house, interviewed him. How do you have a total collapse like this?
They said that they could not corroborate that was him writing that.
Fuck. Did you see the rest of his Instagram?
I know. I'm just saying, like, that's what they're saying as far as, like, could have been someone else. Like, I don't know what he was saying to them.
It's like
but
shit
they
you would
couldn't
see.
prove that it was him, I guess, which is just like...
His Instagram is shit you would see in like a Netflix show of like The Bad Kid or one of those fucking CSIs or something where you're like, oh.
Or it reminded me of the Virginia Tech shooter where it's like.
Could not have been any more clues.
Grainy, the exact same type of pictures in the exact same thing leading up to him shooting up Virginia Tech, right?
Fucking crazy.
Writing the same stuff.
And so they said that, the FBI botched this case, obviously. And then, you have the fucking FBI shit that came out last week over, that special Russia investigation that's been going on. There was 13 indictments of Russian nationals that they had fake Facebook and Twitter accounts, that they were influencing the election through social media. Oh boy, where to begin about this? I'm going to start with the fact that we've spent, as taxpayers, I don't know how many millions and millions of dollars for this stupid fucking probe to go on. For you to come back and say that 13 people had fake Facebook accounts and they were putting out fake news articles to influence the election. Holy shit. What an unbelievable waste of money, one. Two, I don't want to say like maybe I'm just a smarter bear. I expect that to be happening. I expect it to be going on.
Sure.
I watched that special on 60 Minutes, what was it, a year and a half ago, about those kids in fucking Croatia or Romania who were, all they could do is get paid to write fake news articles.
Oh, yeah.
For the internet. And it's just like, I expect all of this to be happening. None of this is surprising. For us to spend $1 gajillion on finding 13 fake users who are putting out fake articles or trying to influence an election or make somebody else look bad. I expect this to be going on. Not only that, but like I suspect.
How would they Go ahead.
I suspect like half of Twitter when anything political comes up on either side, Republican or Democrat, I expect for half of those people on Twitter who are responding to these to be fake bots and shit like that. Like, in no way do I take any of it seriously because you're able to manipulate it however you want, essentially, with bots and things like that. That like, there's no way that I didn't think any of that was going on. Like, did you?
No, but I don't even see how that could influence me. Like, did the Russians put words that Hillary said inside her mouth? Did they put like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as far as influence, like the debates, the things like her policies, like things she's done in the past, like things her husband has done, like Trump stuff, you know, what he said, what he ran on, the people that he got excited. Russia didn't do any of that.
No.
So nothing that they tried to do or whatever to influence.
Yeah.
To me, I still don't understand what they're talking about as far as influencing election, because the emails were real. That email thing was, they didn't do that, right?
Yeah.
They didn't do like
they
didn't talk about building the wall. It's like all these things that he got elected on or she didn't win because of. Really.
Well, what they're saying is, you know, that Mueller's saying is that these Facebook articles and things like that were targeted to go after people in swing states, that they would pop up in their feed and read them or whatever. Like, hey man, all of the shit that I read, like I always take with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
And I would consider myself not dumb enough to read an article and have that change my political opinion where hey, I'm going to read a couple articles that are on my Facebook feed, and that's going to influence who I'm driving out to the ballot box for and going to vote for.
I guess that's what I mean is
that's crazy
that they're talking about influencing really stupid people, I guess. And
hey, guess what though? If you're a stupid person, you're able to influence stupid people from the beginning of time till now.
Facebook alone without Russians can influence this too. I mean, so I don't know. They really, they're just so pissed off, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just so still pissed off.
But after how many months into this fucking investigation are we? Yeah. You'd know if you had Trump on something or
I would think, I mean, God.
They don't have anything. And it's just such a colossal waste of time. And the other problem is, again, if you're spending all of your time on this stupid shit, hoping this catches, and again, you're not building up a political opponent to actually run in the primaries next year, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked. Because people read this shit. Like, I read this and I was like, all right, great. Was there people here? Was there spies here that were trying to influence the election? Because then if there was 13 Russian spies here on U.S. soil, and you arrested them and they were going, you know, to the ballot boxes or going to these towns and trying to influence people while they're voting, all right, cool, man, we got a fucking problem. But putting out fake news articles, like, people do that all the time. CNN does that all the time. Fucking the New York Times does that all the time.
Right.
I don't care that 13 people are on Facebook making fake articles. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And let's face it, if you thought this was a problem then or now, Facebook would have changed it. Like, nobody's changing anything. And because at the end of the day, how do you stop a fake article, or who determines what's fake or what's real?
Yeah.
Writing an article is an opinion anyways. All of these news outlets, you know, New York Times, Washington Post, all of them are, they're kind of reporting the news, and then the rest of it's their opinion. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't change a death toll somewhere.
Right.
But, you know, you can change what your opinion of what happened was and why. And it's like, how is this any fucking different? And to spend all of this money on this stupid shit Nothing. Makes no sense. To me, it's become a witch hunt, like the fucking steroid thing. Like, I didn't want the government spending money on fucking going after people who did steroids.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that. I don't give a shit if Barry Bonds did steroids. I don't give a shit about this. Like, I give a shit if there was 13 spies over here on American soil trying to influence the election.
Or if they were casting votes that weren't real.
Exactly. Then I would care.
What's happening, I want to know. But fake accounts and fake articles and all of that doesn't bother me.
No. And again, I expect it. And I think this is going to happen in the next election too. People are going to use social media for how they want it, and they're going to try to manipulate it for their favorable outcome. But that's the way of the world today. I mean, look, if you probably went back to an election in the 1800s when you had to go door to door and talk to people about why you should, get voted for, I'm sure people were telling lies at people's houses right to their face. Where it was like, hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Oh,
yeah. Are you thinking about voting for Eisenhower? Well, you shouldn't, because he he killed someone. He put somebody's head in a box. He used to sleep with prostitutes. He probably did this. Don't tell anybody, but go out and vote on Tuesday.
Sure.
Probably the same thing. Probably even worse, because it's a person coming up to you, talking to you right in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, if you're fucking dumb enough to believe an article on Facebook, then congratulations. You're probably worthy of being duped anyway, so fuck off.
So there you go.
Yeah. Do we have a crime corner today?
We do.
A lot of people have been asking. They were saying,
really?
Hey. Yeah.
Are they missing the crime? What?
We got 4 people. We got 4 people who wanted a crime corner.
That's a lot for me.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't even think 3 people listened.
Well, we got 4. We got 4 now. We got 4 who are looking for a crime corner.
You guys. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, so.
Okay.
You have to
crime corner. Crime corner.
Okay, so Brad Sapp in Iowa.
No.
That's just his name.
Big fan of Brad's. Brads and Chads these days are hot.
Brads and Chads.
A white Brad out of Iowa.
He thought he heard a mysterious voice whisper, "Get out of here." In the wee hours of the morning when he was sorting cans at his redemption center. So him and his wife own a redemption center in Iowa.
Sure.
And he said, I honestly thought I was going crazy. And he looked all over for the source of the voice. Couldn't find it. His wife teased him about it. Like he was being crazy, like it was a ghost.
Sure.
But 9 hours later, around 10 a.m., she received a scare when she was there, and she heard a guy's voice saying, I'm in the chimney. I'm in the chimney. Let me out. So, and he was, so the man was later identified as 29-year-old Jordan Kajowski.
You bet.
Okay. And, okay.
Yeah.
Hard-hitting
James.
stuff. You guys,
really
he said I'm in the chimney. He said I'm in the chimney. What?
Yeah. This is like hard copy.
Yeah. So he was naked, and he told them, the
man in the chimney was naked?
He was naked. So so they called the cops. Cops came, they found him. He was naked. He said he fell in while he was playing hide and seek.
Oh, yeah. Buck naked into the chimney.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Hide and seek, 29-year-old man.
Yeah.
He's playing hide and seek.
That happens.
Okay.
It happens.
He stuck to his story. Even when arrested, taken to court and everything. He was arrested on trespassing charges. And he said he had no idea why he was naked. The guy said he had no idea why he was naked. He thought the man had clothes with him, and the chimney is not big enough for him to undress inside the chimney.
Right.
So it's a real mystery is what it is. This is an unsolved mystery because he had his clothes with him.
Sure.
And then jumped into the chimney naked.
Right.
And was caught in there for 9 hours.
9 hours stuck in a chimney,
9
buck
hours,
naked.
Kajowski.
Wow.
Okay, Kajowski.
That is something, James. You week after week, you bring us the most hard-hitting crime stories.
Hard-hitting crime.
That others, dare I say, are afraid to talk about.
Afraid to talk about. Part of this story is how creepy that the voices that you think you hear are real.
Right.
Because that's like one of my like biggest fears, right?
Sure,
that, like, I think I hear something and like I'm like, oh no, it's crazy and nothing's there, and it actually is. Which there's a lot of stories of people like living in people's attics and like coming down when they go to work and like eating something, whatever, going back. Like,
you bet, yeah.
What?
Yeah. No,
there is.
Look.
And you're like, wait, I thought I had a fucking sandwich or something, and you're hearing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James.
Crime Corner.
Crime Corner. Okay.
Again, you're bringing us the hardest hitting news.
Super researched.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was on the ground.
Yep.
Okay. Boots on the ground.
Yeah. You really went to the mat for this one. And we not only appreciate you, we thank you.
Oh.
We
naked.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we got that. Yeah. Kajowski.
Sure.
Brad Kajowski.
Hide and seek. He was playing.
Hide and seek.
Just a fun little game of hide and seek with his weird friends.
Did they ever answer that? Like, was the mystery ever solved?
No.
It's still ongoing.
Yeah, he's sticking to his story.
Okay. Wonder if we can get him on the show.
Ugh.
Wonder if we could get him on the show. Ask him why.
Look this guy up, okay?
Yeah.
And
Brad Kajowski.
Tell me again, Jordan Kajowski. Tell me again if you want to have
Brad? Who was Brad then?
Brad's the man that heard the voices.
Gotcha.
So he owned the place. He was hearing the voices, and his wife was teasing him.
Okay.
That he was going crazy.
Sure. And
then, boom, it happened to her.
Turns out he wasn't.
Turns out, I'm in the Can you imagine? I'm in the chimney.
Yeah. I wouldn't think that was fake. That's all you hear? Yeah. I wouldn't think that was fake.
I wouldn't think that one was fake. Get out? Like, why did he say get out first? Get out of here. Why did he say get out of here?
Who knows?
Why wouldn't you just be screaming help?
And he wasn't on the influence of drugs.
Why wouldn't you just be screaming help?
He wasn't on drugs.
Doesn't say, but
yeah. Yeah.
You do the math.
Is it weird that my first thought would have been to start the fire?
If you heard that voice, if I heard a voice like that and I was like, oh my God. Well, but you don't know he doesn't know he's in the chimney. He's looking all around.
When did he discover that he was in the chimney?
The wife did.
Oh.
When the guy finally said 9 hours later, I'm in the chimney.
I'm in the chimney. There you have it. That was
help, get me out. I'm in the chimney. Which is, I would have led with that. You
can go.
I would have led with that.
Yeah, you could go to CNN if you want. You can go to ABC News if you want. Whatever. I don't know what Ted Koppel's doing. No one is delivering hard-hitting news like Jessie Wiseman these days.
Yeah.
Crime Corner. Whew, looking forward to the next one, James. These are always a beacon of light in my.
The people that like Crime Corner are into it.
I know.
You four.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot of people. Now it's time for the revolutionary figure of the day, shall we?
We shall.
I'm gonna go Tom Anderson on this one. The inventor of MySpace. And you might say why? Why, Ross?
I would say why, Ross. Why, Ross?
Why? To me, Tom Anderson, and I don't have any proof on this, but this was what I felt. Tom Anderson was like the first picture that people use, like fake users on like bot accounts, where it was just like that. Oh. You know, that smile with the thumbs up, that fucking thing. And it was just like, hey man, isn't that just Tom's picture you're using as your profile and your thing here or whatever? Like, to me, that was like the first fake account, like fake bots. And everybody used that Tom picture of like, nice. Yeah. And I feel that MySpace had fake accounts first and all of that shit. Like, that was kind of, and that
where there's a social media platform, there are fake accounts.
Yes.
And even Friendster, no?
Yeah, I'm sure. But like Tinder, half of those people are fake. You know, everybody's using fake pictures and, you know, with all of that shit. But I feel like everybody ripped that Tom Anderson photo. That was like the first one of like, thumbs up. There we are. There we are. Yeah, I looked him up too. You want to feel old? He's 47 now. Tom is 47. Oh. Yeah. Remember he was in that janky white t-shirt and it was just like, yeah. He made it look, he made a fucking boatload and good on him. He essentially started all this shit that's going on today. I mean, fuck. But that's to me, that was the first fake one.
Okay.
So way to go, Tom. I'm going to give you a big thumbs up today. Jessie Wiseman, this was fun. Thanks for hitting us in the face with another crime corner. The countdown is on to the next one.
You are such a dick.
The countdown is on for the next one.
For the next one.
I am Ross Patterson. You're the Jables. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Peace.